Good morning and welcome to everybody. I want to introduce a few people before I get started here. We've got Otis Williams from St. Louis Development Corporation, Jeffrey Boyd, who's the alderman here, and 22nd Ward alderman. And we also have, Nicole Chavas and April Mendez, who are with us from Fresh Coast Capital, which is what we're here to talk about. But anyway, and thank all of you for joining us here for what I think is a really exciting initiative that we're doing here in the city of St. Louis with the help of and the leadership of Fresh Coast Capital. One of the things that, and it's a little soggy out here from the rain, but of course it takes rains for trees to grow, so that's a good thing. And in a few short months, Fresh Coast Capital will begin transforming this vacant lot, the one that we're standing on right now, into a tree farm of all things, which is really exciting when you think about it. I'm joined by Fresh Coast co-founders Nicole Chavez and April Mendez, both of whom you will hear from in just a minute. Fresh Coast is making investments across the country to help cities change the landscape of abandoned vacant lots like this one. It will work to revitalize urban land into productive green spaces that can help manage stormwater like we got last night, and improve ecosystems, connect people to nature, and add an asset to a community like the one we're here in Jeffrey Boyd's ward in the 22nd Ward. This is one of 42 lots owned by the LRA, that's the Land Utilization Authority. It is our land bank. It's the oldest land bank in the city, one of 42 that will be part of this collaborative, this effort that we're undertaking along with Fresh Coast Capital. LRA is an owner of last resort. That means we get these properties generally when they're delinquent in taxes, they're vacant, and they go up for sale on the courthouse steps, and nobody wants them. So we get properties basically that nobody else wants. It's not something that we try to do to collect these, but when nobody else wants them, we get them and they go into our land bank. And unfortunately, and I mean it's really unfortunate, we don't have the resources to maintain every one of them the way we really need to and the way we really like to. So while private owners control the majority of the unutilized and underutilized properties and vacant buildings in our city, we still have 11,000 lots and privately owned buildings. 11,000 lots.
11,000 properties.
Yeah, 11,000 vacant lots and privately abandoned buildings. Is that right? Yeah, so it's LRA's daunting task to maintain and market and sell them, which is not easy. We want to make sure we get them in the hands of responsible owners that are going to do things to help improve the neighborhood, and that's what we're going to have here. So when we connected with Fresh Coast, we saw a real opportunity to help our community breathe new life into some of the vacant and abandoned lands in our city. Fresh Coast's urban tree farms will begin turning unused lots from a liability that costs the city thousands of dollars a year to an asset for the community. In accordance with our sustainability agenda, LRA has made these parcels available for just $1 to Fresh Coast Capital for its smart, productive, creative reuse of this land. Our vision for the city's broader vacancy and blight initiative is building a legacy of inclusiveness, resilience, and prosperity for all St. Louis neighborhoods by eliminating the negative impacts of vacancy and abandonment. For the last year, my administration has been engaged with the Center for Community Progress in crafting the framework for addressing these issues that impact neighborhoods all across our city. As a result of our work with the Center for Community Progress, neighborhood groups, community organization, and members of the Board of Aldermen I will soon be launching a number of efforts like this one, like this new partnership with Fresh Coast Capital to comprehensively and creatively attack blight burdening our neighborhoods. A few examples are a new vacancy and blight task force that we've assembled, the AmeriCorps vacant land survey, and we do have a whole lot of AmeriCorps members here that are with us that do a lot of great work in a whole lot of areas in our city and been great partners with us, and we certainly appreciate their involvement and their involvement in not only here but also with the vacant land survey. a mode to own program, which we're looking at, streamlining existing LRA side lot and garden lease programs, LRA inventory study. We have people going out actually looking at every LRA lot and analyzing it and look at what may be possible with respect and what some of the challenges are with each lot. Partnering with MSD to tear down about 1,600 of the worst condemned and dangerous buildings in our neighborhoods, and strategic code enforcement. The impact of removing blighted structures and replacing them with spaces that are attractive, safe, and productive cannot be overstated. And I think you can get a pretty good sense of it while you're standing here, and you can see some vacant lots, and there's some vacant buildings as well. So it's really an important thing to be doing for our neighborhoods, to help support our neighborhoods and to make them attractive and even safer. The impact is great, as I said. This is a win for our neighborhoods, a win for sustainability, and I'm very excited about going forward with the project. So at this time, I'd like to call on Nicole and April to say a few words. Thank you so much for your vision, and we're really pleased to be partners with you on this effort.
Great. Thank you very much, Mayor Slay. I'm Nicole Chavas. I'm CEO and co-founder of Fresh Coast Capital, and we are ecstatic to be here with you today in St. Louis to announce an investment in this beautiful city, as well as a few others, who are working creatively to turn vacant land into an asset for the whole community. Today, Fresh Coast Capital is excited to announce the launch of a $1 million investment fund to support the revitalization of areas like the one behind us right here in 6 diverse cities across the Midwest. Those cities are Flint, Michigan, Youngstown, Ohio, Kansas City, Missouri, Battle Creek, Michigan, Elkhart, Indiana, and of course, here in St. Louis. Over the next year, Fresh Coast Capital will turn vacant and underutilized land, like what we're standing on today, into a space that is beautiful and park-like, but also productive from both an economic and an environmental perspective. On sites like this one, we'll be developing working, harvestable landscapes composed of trees, flowers, and urban agriculture that are designed to generate jobs, while also managing stormwater and improving the health and well-being of our community. The 42 lots that you see here have been vacant for decades, and they've been kept up by the pride and the passion of the neighbors and the city, but at a significant cost. And the working landscapes that we'll be implementing are going to help relieve that burden and turn the site into a neighborhood amenity with fast-growing trees that will beautify the area and produce a valuable timber product in just 12 to 15 years. We finance these projects with private capital from impact investors who are individuals and institutions who believe that you can invest your money in line with your values, and they're looking to invest in projects that provide both social and environmental benefits as well as financial returns. So our company and our investment are unique in how we're focusing on revitalizing vacant urban land, but it's also part of a growing community of leaders who are aligning their investments with their values. And earlier this month, we joined several leaders in this space at the White House to announce commitments to investing in environmental impact. And now I'd like to introduce my colleague, my co-founder, April Mendez, who is our Director of Development and Community Partnerships, who's going to share a little bit more about our work in each city.
Thank you, Nicole, Mayor Slay, Director Williams, and Alderman Boyd. It is a joy to be here with you today to celebrate the hard work and innovative leadership here in St. Louis and in each of our partner cities that has gone into making the projects that we are announcing possible. Many urban centers across the country have experienced decline in industry and population since the 1960s that has led to areas like this of high vacancy and economic decline. Vacancy at this scale can create a downward spiral in what are already disinvested communities. As vacancy and blight grows, crime rises and property values fall, leading more people to move out with no one moving back in. Active green reuse of these properties is a powerful antidote that has been shown to immediately stabilize and even improve property values, lower crime, and improve health and environmental outcomes. Cities facing these challenges have worked very hard to solve them, and the partner cities that we are privileged to announce today are pioneers in developing these solutions. These cities, again, Flint, Michigan, Battle Creek, Michigan, Youngstown, Ohio, Gary, Indiana, St. Louis, and Kansas City, Missouri, are leading the way and investing their time and talent to make this happen because they recognize the potential for this model to turn vacant land into a multi-layered asset. While the scale of vacancy in each city varies widely, these cities are united in their drive to find creative solutions to revitalize their most challenged neighborhoods. This $1 million fund will be invested into 60 acres of pilot projects across participating cities. That will create an estimated 27,000 trees planted, 28 million pounds of carbon sequestered over 15 years, and these trees will be passively managing stormwater, reducing stormwater runoff and the impacts of flooding, and thereby contributing to cities' climate resiliency efforts. It is absolutely our pleasure to be here and to be in partnership with St. Louis and to be in partnership with Alderman Jeffrey Boyd of the 22nd Ward, who I'd like to introduce now.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. At least let me know I'm here. First of all, I want to thank Fresh Coast for considering the 22nd Ward here in the city of St. Louis as their pilot project for this phenomenal project. It's very innovative, very creative. I see this as a win-win for the 22nd Ward, my constituents, and the city of St. Louis as a whole. One of the things I'm most excited about this project is, as Rachel said, it will create some jobs. Not a whole lot of jobs, but we'll create some jobs. And I spoke with April, and she said they've already hired somebody from the neighborhood to help start in this particular process. And we will be working to partner the organization with other businesses in our neighborhood to kind of help maintain the landscaping of this project to ensure that this is a successful project for our community. It's always about the win-win. And when you see 1,500 trees come up in this neighborhood, people are going to drive by and go, wow, what's going on here? You know, so it's going to attract attention. It's going to show people that we're trying to do something in our neighborhood that's creative, that's innovative, and that's trying to move our community forward. Certainly, as you know, the city doesn't have a lot of money to maintain the vacant property the way that we really want to see it. But guess what? This is one creative way to make sure it happens, and it's not going to cost the city anything. Matter of fact, again, it's a win-win for our community, for the city of St. Louis, and hopefully a financial windfall for Fresh Coast so they can continue to do this in other places in the city of St. Louis and around the country. Again, thank you so much for considering the 22nd Ward. Thank you.
All right, that's it, right? Anybody else?